How I've tried, written down the words to say it is time. I've been waiting 5 days to explain how you make me feel inside. Baby, got it all figured out, wanna do this right. There's no doubt in my mind, baby, you're the one. And tonight, I am going all the way. But when you touch my hand, it all goes away. The things I planned, the things I would say now.
Hi everybody, it's Jess here and I'm here to talk to you all about expat living in Hong Kong. So a few months ago, I moved away from my 211 square foot nano flat and I moved into this lovely 1-bedroom flat here in the same neighborhood. And that's because my landlord, they sold the place, so I had to move out. So I did make a video about renting in Hong Kong about a year ago, so I won't go into depths about the cost and the areas because I did talk about that in my previous video. I did mention that COVID did have an impact on the cost, the rental cost in Hong Kong. So now that COVID is over, the rents are going up again pre-COVID times. So just like a brief introduction about the different areas in Hong Kong. There's the new territories, there's Kowloon, there's the Hong Kong Island and the outlying islands. Typically, you would find that the apartments in the new territories are a lot more spacious. The rent is not as costly. Now the island is where you would find smaller flats at a higher cost. And this is because we are on the island and Central is right on the Hong Kong Island. So expats generally live on the island side. So popular areas are Sai Ying Pun, Sheung Wan, Central, Wan Chai, Causeway Bay, Kennedy Town. Although a lot more expats are moving to TKO, Zhongguan O, which is in the new territories, but there's been a lot of recent and new developments, new apartments in that area. So a lot of expats, mostly expats with families, would move to that area because of the bigger space that they have there. Now, for costing for studios, you would find the prices for studios, and I'm not talking about subdivided flats. So subdivided flats, and I did live in one before, is when a landlord takes like one unit of an apartment and then they separate it into multiple units. So one flat unit, depends how big it is, it can be separated into like 4 or more sectioned parts of it, and each of these rooms will have like, typically have a room, and then it'll have like a super tiny bathroom. But I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about like the actual rental unit, one like a studio. So the cost for a studio can go for around 8 to 12,000 Hong Kong dollars a month. Nice 1-bedroom apartments. Now you're looking at the age, whether the place has a facility. You're looking at like newer place, whether they have a clubhouse or a gym or a barbecue area or a pool. 1-bedrooms can go from 13,000 to 20,000 Hong Kong dollars a month. For this price, you can get a 2-bedroom in the new territories. So that is why a lot of people are moving for more space. Now for 13 to 20K, you might be able to get a 2-bedroom on the Hong Kong Island side and the Kowloon side, but typically these are older buildings. They will have a elevator, but then they might not have a clubhouse, they might not have a gym. And typically when you say a bedroom in Hong Kong, like to me it's a storage room, but in Hong Kong it is a bedroom because, you know, space is very limited in Hong Kong. The bedroom might just fit the size of a small double bed. So to find an apartment, you can go directly to a property agent's office like Centraline, Midland Properties, or you can even just browse online. I like to browse online first to see what's out there. I like to use apps such as spacious.com 28house.com. There's also Square Foot. You can download these apps on the App Store. And you can just browse through these properties that they have. They have the listing price and you can look through the pictures. So the agent will spend maybe 1 or 2 hours with you and take you around the area. They'll take you to a building and show you like maybe 2 or 3 units there that you might be interested in. And when you confirm a flat, and believe me, the market in Hong Kong is super fast. Like you pretty much have to have a mindset that you will rent like today or tomorrow. Otherwise the unit will be gone. It is that fast. And you need to be fast in order to negotiate a good price. So when you do confirm, you do sign a initial agreement with the landlord. You have to show your Hong Kong ID. You have to pay upfront. You can write a check, the first month deposit to secure your place. Then on the day of move-in, you go to the apartment with your landlord, then you sign the agreement, and the agreement will have a list of furniture or left appliances that the landlord has left for you, so that when you return, they will check the list again to make sure that you haven't taken anything away. And on that day, you will have to prepare 2 months of rent, and this time I think they asked me to pay in cash because it can't be like backdated or anything like that. And then you have to pay the stamp fee, which is, I think it's like a percentage of your rent. Usually it's around like 500 Hong Kong dollars. You will also have to pay your agency fee, which is 50% of your rent. So in total, to move into a place in Hong Kong, you will need a total of 3.5 months of rent plus the stamp fee in advance, which is crazy, right? Because in Canada, I think you just pay like 1 month deposit and that's pretty much it. So pretty much 2 months. So it's like 1 month deposit. I don't know, it's crazy here in Hong Kong. And then your agent will help you put your name on your electricity bill, your gas bill, water bill, and on your first bill for gas, water, electricity, you will have to pay a deposit. I think it's depending on the size of your apartment, but unless you're living in like a house or a big mansion in Hong Kong standards, you're paying about a deposit of 600 for electricity, 400 for water, and 600 for natural gas. Now, for the contract that you're signing in Hong Kong, it's typical to have a 1-year fixed when you're open. So in the 1-year fixed, your landlord cannot increase the price of your rent and you cannot move out. If you do, you have to pay the rest of that year's rent to move out. Most of the time you'll see a lot of people are looking to break the lease because they don't want to pay the rest of the year in rent. Also, you need to give the landlord 1 month notice before you move out. So in total, you have to stay for 13 months before you move out. This is a break clause. So a break clause means that if you do not stay in that stipulated period, you will have to pay the rest of the rent in that year. So in my case, my landlord sold the property and I actually had to leave earlier. My landlord actually had to pay 1.5 months of rent to me. So it was like, I was like, I'm happy to leave. You're paying me rent. Anyways, I was apartment hunting after Chinese New Year's, sadly, because the best time to negotiate a good rent is actually right before Chinese New Year, because everyone just wants to close their books and just, get it done and over with before Chinese New Year's. I went back to my old agent and I got her to show me a few buildings around in this area because I love this area. I walk to work. It's about like a 15-20 minute walk to work, and I just love that because you get exercise and you save time. Like commute is a big thing, and what's the point of living in Hong Kong? Because everything in Hong Kong is so close, might as well live close to your workplace. I was thinking about moving to the place that was pretty much like across the street from my old place, because then the move would have been really easy. So I was almost gonna rent this place. It was okay, but the bedroom was a problem. Like the bedroom was so small, it wouldn't even fit my standard double bed. So my standard bed, it's not even a queen bed, it would not fit that. And if I did shove that bed into that room, like the door would not close or it would not open. So that's how small Hong Kong bedrooms are. Also, the fridge was so tiny and the freezer was like a slot. Like I love to eat blueberries and ice cream. If you remember from my previous video, I don't know where I would put those if my freezer was just a slot. And then then I also visited K1, which is also in the Eastern District, and I visited the Lime Gala, which is so nice. It was a really nice, like, posh place. The clubhouse was amazing. I thought I was in like a bar or a restaurant or something, but that was just a clubhouse. There's like fountains everywhere. It has really nice facilities. I didn't rent that place because it is a little farther away from my workplace, and also the price was actually too expensive for just a studio flat. Like, they only had studio flats, and 1 bedrooms were out of my price range. So in the end, I moved to this wonderful place. I used to live on the 31st floor, and now I am like half of that. So I can definitely hear the noise. Also, when I lived on the 31st floor, I had beautiful views of the harbor, and now it's just like buildings, and I always see this like old man across the street, and he's sitting on his couch. I think he's retired, so he's always sitting there. That's okay. I guess I would, trade off my beautiful view for more space. I can actually walk around in my flat, and this actually feels like a flat, not like a room. I used to say a room for my studio apartment, but now I can say I live in a 1 bedroom. Plus, I got this nice sofa bed, so in case anyone comes over and visits me, they can crash on my sofa bed. So stay tuned for a tour of my 1 bedroom flat here. I will do it sometime after I clean up this place. So yeah, look forward to doing that. If you want to know more about expat living in Hong Kong, click subscribe, and see you next time. Bye guys! Shiver inside, doesn't show, but my nerves are inside out. It's because you're not worth less than perfection. Ooh, thought it was in my pants, now